What's up, worldwide family? Dear reader, some good news? Maybe bad news? Nah, I think this is good news. This just came through the wire. It's Cinco de Mayo, 11:13 a.m. This one came in at 10:30. This is per the LA Times. Rongong Lin II and Iris Lee. California sees first drop in a weekly coronavirus deaths. Is it a turning point? Question mark. San Francisco, California recorded its first week over week decline in reported coronavirus deaths, a promising, if preliminary, sign of progress as Governor Gavin Newsom prepares to reopen some businesses this week. 2 weeks ago, California reported its highest 1 week death toll, 542 fatalities among people infected with the coronavirus between April 20 and April 26. Last week, the weekly death toll fell for the first time, dropping nearly 9% to 495 fatalities for the 7 day period that ended Sunday, according to a Times data analysis. While it was an improvement, last week's toll was still the third highest over the course of the pandemic. Even hard hit parts of the state saw some relief. LA County, home to 55% of California's COVID 19 deaths, despite having only 1/4 of the state's population, saw its reported weekly death toll flatten for the first time, 315 deaths each week for the last 2 weeks. So, reading that again, 315 deaths each week for the last 2 weeks. The San Francisco Bay Area reported 49 deaths last week, a decrease from the 61 fatalities reported the previous week. San Diego County reported 28 deaths last week, a drop from the 40 reported from the previous week. Nationally, nearly 13,000 deaths were reported last week compared to nearly 14,000 the previous week. California COVID-19 deaths, as you can see the chart there, per the LA Times. So it was a little over 400 on April 20 through the 26th, and it's going down April 27th through May 3rd. People are not dying that much this week, probably because they've been out there getting their sunshine, building up their immune system. Maybe, I'm just saying. I digress. But California still has not seen the sustained 14-day decline in coronavirus cases the White House has suggested as a key criteria before easing stay-at-home orders. The state reported its highest weekly coronavirus case total during April 20 through the 26th with 12,122 cases. Last week, 9,967 cases were reported, an 18% decline. But last week's case count was still the second highest weekly total reported during the pandemic. Let's take a look at the graph there. You taking that information while I sip on my coffee? Let's move forward, dear reader. Statewide, the number of hospitalizations remained steady and flat, with perhaps some initial signs of decreasing. The state health officer, Dr. Sonia Angel, said Monday the statewide average daily number of hospitalized patients with confirmed or suspected cases of COVID 19 was 4,822 last week, down nearly 2% from the 4,905 the previous week. California hospitalization, let's take a look at that graph, and this is per the California Health and Human Services Agency. The average daily number of hospitalized patients with confirmed or suspected coronavirus infection. So there it is. Take that in. Hospitalizations have been flat in the 5 Southern California counties closest to Los Angeles, as well as the San Joaquin Valley, and San Diego County. But hospitalizations are noticeably trending downward in the San Francisco Bay Area, the Sacramento region, the Central Coast, and the Shasta Cascade region, made up of about 8 counties in northeastern California. California, which has recorded more than 2,200 fatalities, has seen far fewer deaths compared to hotspots such as New York and New Jersey, because it's cold over there. What do you want? Just kidding, East Coast. I got love for you, East Side. So let's begin again, dear reader. California, which has recorded more than 2,200 fatalities, has seen far fewer deaths compared to hotspots such as New York and New Jersey, which have respectively logged deaths of more than 24,000 and more than 7,000. Experts credit early social distancing rules for part of that trend. Newsom announced Monday that some retail stores across the state can reopen for curbside pickup as early as Friday. The new changes are part of a four-stage plan the governor laid out last week. I'll just throw my bias in there. Let's begin again, dear reader. I apologize. The new changes are part of a four-stage plan the governor laid out last week to gradually transition back to normal in a state of nearly 40 million people whose lives have been upended by the COVID-19 health crisis. And may I add, I think we're the 8th or ninth biggest economy in the world. 8th or ninth. One of those. But Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti said Monday that different cities will need to take different steps to emerge from the pandemic-induced shutdown, and that city and county officials are still trying to determine the safest course. Only time will tell whether the weekly drop is a momentary blip or marks the beginning of a sustained decline in cases. Dear reader, let's hope it just keeps going down so they can open up the nail shops and the hair salon, and you could go get your nail and hair did, and we could start playing sports again for all the guys that don't do their nails and hair. All right, moving forward. Only time will tell whether the weekly drop is okay, we already read that. Let's keep moving to this graph here. LA County COVID-19 deaths. So March, there was like nothing. Nobody was dying of COVID-19 March 2nd through the 8th. April 27th through May 3rd. Let's all hope that just people don't stop dying. How about that? Ban deaths. How about that? Live forever. Because from what I gather, they're just anybody who's dying is COVID-19. If you got COPD and you happen to have the flu, they'll say it's COVID-19. If you got diabetes, if you got the flu during your diabetes, insulin, you don't got enough insulin, let's say, they're not gonna count the insulin insufficiency that your body has. They'll count it as COVID. For proof of that, it's all out there. I will leave it to you, dear reader. Let's move on from this graph here. COVID-19 continues to be a severe threat, having become the leading cause of death in LA County, surpassing the previous top killer, coronary heart disease. So again, if you got coronary heart disease and you happen to have the flu, you die of your coronary heart disease issues, they will say it's COVID-19. It's all out there for you, dear reader, for you to Google or DuckDuckGo or Bing. 95% of us have still not been infected. And until there's a vaccine, most residents in LA County can be infected at any time over the months to come. LA County Director of Public Health, Barbara Ferrer, of course, Barbara Ferrer, whatever, said last week, without taking extraordinary measures to reduce our exposures to people who are infected. Who cares what shit? I don't even want to read the rest of what she's got to say. Dr. Scott Gottlieb, Former commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said Sunday on CBS's Face the Nation that it's hard to predict whether the pandemic will become increasingly quiet after June or if large outbreaks could occur as states ease stay at home orders. Currently, the national death toll is more than 68,000, according to Johns Hopkins University, which is Bill Gates and Melinda uh, funded, having killed more Americans than the Vietnam War. Don't even let me get into the Vietnam War stuff, okay? I don't even want to go there. U.S. COVID 19 deaths. So this is U.S. Okay, so the deaths are declining in the U.S. Good. I told you I had some good news. I told you. When you look out to the end of June, it's probably the case that we're going to get above 100,000 deaths nationally, Gottlieb said on CBS program. Remember that name. What was it? Scott Gottlieb? Because his name, that he was a former commissioner of the U.S. The FDA. Just I know that you suck, Scott Gottlieb. You freaking con man. I mean, the FDA. It's just a vaccine business. That's what the FDA is. Dear reader, subject that to Google. FDA vaccine business. You'll probably find a bunch of information. All right, let's keep going. Gottlieb saying this and that. Then you can see this slow simmer explode into a new pandemic or large outbreaks. That's the concern. That if we don't snuff this out more and have this slow burn of infection, it can guide at any time. That's probably how he talks. Bet you $10. Here are charts showing coronavirus-related deaths, hospitalizations, and cases by region: Southern California, the San Francisco Bay Area, the San Joaquin Valley, San Diego County, the Sacramento area, Central Coast, and the Shasta Cascade region. Let's take a look at that, dear reader. Southern California, the deaths, they went up. They just, because everything was being counted as COVID 19 deaths. Of course, if you got shot in a drive by and you happen to have the flu, COVID 19. Southern California hospitalizations. Let's take a look at that one. This is per the California Health and Human Services Agency of the. So let's go back. We didn't really. This is LA, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, Ventura counties, per the Times reporting of all these SoCal COVID 19 deaths went up. It's going down April 27, May 3rd. California hospitalizations, SoCal hospitalizations, and that's per the California Health and Human Services Agency. Southern California coronavirus cases. It's going down. Let the sunshine in, folks. San Francisco Bay Area is going down. That's 7.7 million people. It's going down in the Bay Area. It's because people are probably out there just like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and bask in the glory that is ours. San Francisco Bay Area hospitalizations. It's going down. Cases, it's kind of going down. Let you take a gander at that if you're in the Bay Area or if you are researching this as I am. San Joaquin Valley, 4.2 million people. What happened April 13th through the 19th? It just went down and then it went up. It's bust out the highlighter here. Like these those days. It was tough. San Joaquin Valley hospitalizations. It's all my people in Kern County, Fresno, San Joaquin, Merced, Madera, Stanislaus, Tulare. The cases went down April 20, but they went up April 27th. Week of San Diego County. San Diego County getting that sunshine. It's going down in San Diego County. April 27th, it's going down. People, I think, I don't know. I didn't catch too much of San Diego out there, but I'm sure people are out and about. Like, you know what? So the cases is kind of going up again. Herd immunity. How about that? How are we gonna build it up? We just like look at Sweden. Google Sweden coronavirus, and you shall see what they really don't report on right now. Sacramento cases. Ooh, Sacramento's going down. Get down, Sacramento. Get down, COVID cases. Hospitalizations. You know what? I think they're saving the best for last. Orange County, dear reader. Sacramento area coronavirus cases is going down, as you can see there. Central Coast. Hospitalizations of the Central Coast. Shasta. Oh, wait. We already went through Orange County because they. Let's see here. All right. So there it is. Rongong Lin the second. He is a Metro reporter specializing in covering statewide earthquake and safety issues. Earthquake safety issues. The Bay Area native is a graduate of UC Berkeley and started at the LA Times in 2004. Iris Lee is a data journalist on the Los Angeles Times data desk. She graduated from the University of Southern California with a master's in journalism and holds chemistry and international studies degrees from UC Irvine. She's a smart cookie, that Iris Lee. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Any comments, questions, concerns? California sees first drop in weekly coronavirus deaths. You tell me, what do you think? Is it a turning point?